Member for Kathiani.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. First, of course, I would like to thank the mover for coming up with this. This is something that we really needed to talk about. But as I thank him, I want to just mention that he should not have talked and become tribal, because he kind of connected me with this. He has apologized. Madam Speaker, I was shocked at the photos that we saw of those very malnourished Kenyan citizens that were hoodwinked into joining that cult. I was also shocked to see on social media videos circulating of young children that were rubbishing education, probably even medical care, and saying that it wasn't God's plan. But mostly I'm shocked at the number of people that have been buried in those shallow graves. And that obviously, Madam Speaker, there cannot be anything godly about the whole of this activity. This is something, in my opinion, is purely satanic. And when we talk religion, we must be careful not to use the name of God for such ungodly acts. Madam Speaker, I've been asking myself since this thing happened, what exactly makes Kenyans gullible to this level? And I've realized there's three things in my opinion. One of them is, I think Kenyans are getting desperate. Our level of education or training is not very good. And finally, of course, the level of poverty. Madam Speaker, we must analyze what has been happening because of these problems Kenyans are facing. There are those religious leaders that have been taking advantage of our citizens. And Madam Speaker, even if we leave this one that has gone to the extremes, there are very, very many preachers, Madam Speaker, that are getting rich at the backs of very poor Kenyans, that are hanging on their shoulders and stepping on their backs and telling them that they will preach and they will be able to pray for them so that they can be prosperous. Those are so many in this country, and Madam Speaker, they are getting rich overnight because of that. Madam Speaker, we have also other examples of preachers that have, we've seen them on TV, that come out there and purport to be able to heal people, and they charge a small fee for it. And Madam Speaker, every time these things are exposed, it is strange that more Kenyans go to those churches, even after knowing that those preachers were actually carrying out a hoax. Madam Speaker, I've seen a very recent video, I'm sure most members have seen, of a church leader telling people to hold their mobile phones up and pray, and M-Pesa will enter their phones. And I was wondering, what magic, Madam Speaker, is this, surely? And this is the kind of thing. And you see hundreds of followers shaking their phones, waiting for M-Pesa to enter. Madam Speaker, I think we need to do something about it. Madam Speaker, my question is, what is the government doing about this instead of complaining? And I think when I speak government, I also want to say what are we as leaders of the National Assembly also doing about this? I believe that if we sit and think about it, we will realize that if we talk to each other instead of talking at each other, we may come up with solutions. Her Excellency Idah Odinga talked about regularizing these churches a while back, and said there are some churches which have a man owns a church, the wife is the deputy preacher, the son is the treasurer, the daughter is the secretary. It's a family business. And she said we need to regularize to ensure that the people that are given an opportunity and a pulpit are those people that have the correct training and the right intentions. And she was vilified, Madam Speaker. Now today, as a country, we are regretting. So, Madam Speaker, I want to ask that as a House, let us go beyond the talk of today. Let us look at what laws we can come up with and what laws we can amend so that we can regulate this industry, because it is an industry now. And religion is matters of the heart, but it is important that we protect those poor and gullible Kenyans. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Member for Muhaya.
Honorable Speaker, religion and the church has a long history, and religion seems even to have come much earlier than the states. And the states all over the world have really